So we're going to continue chapter 3. Now we're going to talk about the cost of quality, right? So already talking about the notion of quality and explaining to you guys, some of the things that companies will have to do if they make, mistakes, if they have those problems, how can they fix it? And you can think about how much will that cost, right? A truck to go back and forth, relabeling products, reworking products. So these are some examples of cost of quality, okay? So we're going to talk about these four classifications. These are the most important classifications of cost of quality. Okay, prevention, appraisal, internal failures, and external failures. Okay, so prevention cost, right? As the name already telling us, prevention costs are all the costs associated with preventing something from happening, preventing the mistakes from happening. So here we have some examples. So, companies spend money in making sure that they don't make more mistakes. So, risk analysis, supplier capability analysis. I go to my supplier and find out what are the weakness, what are the possible failures that they can have. Improvement projects to, get better quality, so generate less defects. Some education and training, standard work. So if you guys remember the Noodles and Company video, there was some standard work that there was like a document with the how much put for each ingredient, and when to put each ingredient and the temperature that have to be. So that's what we call the standard work, where it's document that explain the worker everything that they need to know. So that's a prevention cost because you're spending money to create that, but you're preventing problems from happening. Whenever they have a doubt or a question they don't remember, they can look at that and they're not causing a quality problem, right? They're following the instructions, okay? And other kind of mistakes proofing mechanisms. The second one is appraisal. So appraisal is a cost associated with measuring. Everything related to measuring, evaluating, assessing things, auditing things, okay? So companies have to spend money when they put some, inspection of raw materials or inspection of products at the end of the line, right? So if you go back here to these examples, they could have, nowadays you have a lot of technology to do that, but you can have like a camera that will take pictures of every product, and then it will find out if it's, upside down or not, right? So they have to invest on that, or they can put someone there at the end of the line to look to see if I'm packaging tarantulas actually, or if I'm packaging, cockroaches, right? So I can pay someone or do that automatically, and the cost of that, it will be classified as an appraisal cost. Okay, you have to calibrate and measure test equipment all the time to see if they're working properly, sensors and all that kind of things. Okay, another type of cost is called internal failure cost. So that's all the cost from doing something defective, a problem, but I can catch it internally. So before it goes to the customer, and then I can fix it in some way, or at least. So, for example, when I create defective products, when I create scrap, that's the product that I, maybe I have to throw it away and I cannot rework or do anything. Rework, which will be, imagine, for this product here, well, we can go back to the production line, we can open all them, and you can repackage all that, right? So this is called rework because I already worked and already make it ready, but I need to work more to actually make it a good product, right? The same thing with this one or those ones, right? uh, Retest or sorting or downgrading, right? So this is example sorting and downgrading. That's the example from this one, right? So imagine it say, okay, because the label is upside down, I'm now going to sell it under $10. Let's say it was 15. I say, oh, because the label, we're going to sell it for a lower price, right? So I'm making the product less expensive. So the cost of making it less expensive is taken from my my profit, right? And finally, the external failure cost. So that's the cost from something that gets into the customer hands, right? So sometimes you can have more than one of those costs, right? So everything related to customer complaints, I have to have a call center, the returns that you have to pay back, warranties, recalls, legal actions, right? And here you can see some of the things that the Home Depot had to spend with me, right? Because they had to process my complaint, they have to deliver it, they have to deliver it again, the second, the third time. So these are kind of all different situations that comes when the failure goes to the customer and is done outside of the company, right?